My name's Brian Lynn. I'm one of the owners and developers of Majella Wines in Coonawarra, and even though I was a viticulturalist and then a marketer, I seem to have adopted the title of Chief Distiller or Stillmaster at Majella. What started the interest in wine distilling? About 18 months or more ago, I went to buy a bottle of gin at a large retailer, and the manager said, "So when's Majella going to make gin?" And I said, "I think I'll stay away from that one because everyone else out there was making gin." Although he said, with the Majella label on it, I could probably sell it. I said, "Do you reckon?" He said, "Yeah." So I came back thinking wine distilled turns itself into brandy. And often we have bits and pieces of wine sitting around the winery that are ideal for that. And so in conjunction with Marco and Bruce, our winemakers, I said, "Do you reckon we could make this work?" And they said, "Yeah, why not?" I thought, well, can't be that hard. Other people do it. Why don't we do it ourselves? And we decided to buy a still. And a guy called Mark Burns from Burns Welding and Fabrication in Griffith in New South Wales makes some absolutely beautiful copper stills. And so we ordered a still from Mark, and it turned up in late November, 1,000 or 970 litre pot still. Beautiful looking piece of equipment. The object of the exercise is to make brandy. Distilled wine, aged in oak, becomes brandy. I think we're starting to see a trend back towards whiskies in particular, some rums, and I think we'll see a trend back towards brandies. So I thought, why don't we make brandy? The problem with brandy is that it has to be aged for a minimum of 2 years in oak. We have already put some distillate away in oak to age, and it looks very good indeed. We're just making that. In between times, we make two other products. One's called eau de vie. It's eau de vie. In French, the water of life. In other words, unaged brandy spirit, straight out of the still. Can be used for all sorts of things because it is basically unaged brandy. Mix it with Coke, mix it with dried ginger, brandy and Coke, brandy and dry, brandy and soda, brandy and tonic, brandy with just a little drop of ice, absolutely perfect like that. My daughter mixes it with ginger beer to make an alcoholic ginger beer, and that's very much worth a try. It looks really good. It's also a great cocktail base. Any of the brandy cocktails, brandy Alexander, brandy Costa, will work really well with eau de vie rather than brandy. Another way I've been doing it is making a cocktail called a sidecar, which is one of the 6 basic cocktails from which all the others are derived. Easy to make, equal parts eau de vie, Cointreau and lemon juice, freshly squeezed lemon juice. In a Boston shaker or something like that, bit of ice, do the old shaker dance and strain it into a glass. It's absolutely beautiful and so easy to remember. 1 part Cointreau, 1 part eau de vie, 1 part lemon juice. So that's all the things that you can do with it. However, take eau de vie, put it with some botanicals, and you get gin. Except our gin is based on a wine-based spirit rather than often on a grain-based spirit. And so we've decided to make a small amount of gin. People ask me what it's like. I've said it's a simple gin, so hence its label, Majella, a simple gin. And it's eau de vie, but flavoured with juniper, coriander, lemon peel. Lemons come from our own tree. A little bit of angelica and orris root to give some earthy tones and actually act as fixatives for the flavouring. And you've got the Majella Simple Gin. Perfect. It's the first commercial still in Coonawarra since one was put into what we now call the Wynns Winery back in the very early 1920s. That still was removed by the Wynns family in the early 50s and sent up to Yenda. So it's the first commercial still since those days. Now the part is everything is produced here. So the grapes are grown here, the wine is made here, and the remnants of that wine are distilled here. So we can trace it right back to the grapes that we've grown have gone into the spirits that are in these bottles. And later on, once we have some aging on it, Majella brandy.